Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen any of my TikToks, I am beating a cat? No, I'm not beating, no. What's the saying? Beating a rug? Where you're saying the same thing over and over again. Basically, I've been in a fat reading slump for the past year. It's been my worst one since I started reading again back in 2022. It's been rough, guys. I don't know, maybe it was the political environment, my anxiety rising very high, but it has been a rough year for Hannah. My reading goal last year was 50 and I got it. I think I was right at 50 and I said, you know what, let's up it up. Let's up the antics, okay? Let's go crazy. Let's try 55, let's try 60. I'm at 17 right now. We're not even halfway. Granted, I've started a new job. Don't really have that much time, but when I do have time, I gravitate towards watching South Park instead of reading. I saw this last year and I didn't partake because I was kind of close to my goal anyways, so I didn't really do it. But since I'm nowhere near my goal, I thought it'd be fun to do 10 before the end, which if you don't know what that is, it's 10 books that I want to read before the end of the year. Today is November 16th. Like I said, I'm at 17 books, so this should take me right to my new goal, which I posted on TikTok saying that I did not reach my goal for this year. And I'm trying to give myself grace for that. Like I said, things come up, things happen. You don't have time to read. You don't want to read. I'm a mood reader, so sometimes I'm in the mood to read, but I don't know what mood I'm in to pick up a book to start reading, so I just don't. But I have a Kindle. I take my Kindle everywhere I go. However, I, for some reason, haven't been wanting to read on my Kindle, so I started reading on my iPad. You heard that right. I am an iPad kid now, and I love it. I never used my iPad, and now I use it like religiously. I have no social media on my iPad. I have Pinterest, my Kindle books, I got games. I'm like literally an iPad kid, and I'm obsessed. So, going back to my reading goal, they said that they choose the age that they will be turning, so I said that's such a good idea. I turned 26 this past Halloween. Thank you. Thank you for the belated birthday wishes. My new goal for this year is 26. So hopefully I can get 10 of these books done, which means I'd be at 27. So these are the 10 books that I'm going to try and get to. No, you know what? Not try. I will. I need to light some fire under my ass and start reading these books because when I put my mind to something, I will do it. Might need to be bullied into doing it, but I'll still do it. Some of them I won't have possession of because I know there are Christmas books that I want to read, but I'm every year disappointed in Christmas books. Maybe it's because I choose to read romance Christmas books, but like if anyone has Christmas thriller books to read, please recommend them to me because I literally hate Christmas romance books. They're all really bad. I would rather watch 20 Hallmark movies in one day than read one Christmas book. I don't know why. It's like authors are so good and then all of a sudden they think they have a pass when it comes to Christmas books. They're all like so bad. I've only read maybe 2 Christmas books that are really good, and that's a stretch. The first book that I want to read, well, actually, maybe I shouldn't go in order because like I said, I'm a mood reader and I might not want to be in the mood for this, but I have been convinced to read this book to be my next read. Currently, I'm technically on Goodreads reading 8 books right now. One of the 10 that I want to read is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I really don't know much about this book, and now that I'm thinking about it, a lot of the books that I want to read by the end of the year will be fantasy books. I think there might be a few romance ones and one thriller, but overall, I'm leaning towards fantasy. I think that's just the mood that I want to gravitate towards by the end of the year, so that's the vibe that we're going with for the video. I don't really know much about this author, let alone this book. I've heard some good things about it and I've heard some bad things about it. I hear it's boring. I hear it's really good. Well written. The author describes things very poetically. It's whimsical. I think she's immortal, but the thing is no one remembers her. That's kind of like the curse behind the immortality that she's been gifted. So I want to get that done by the end of the year, whether it's reading the physical book, audiobook. I have it pre-saved in my Spotify. I have it in my playlists. So maybe I'll switch it up and read the physical, maybe on my Kindle, if it is on Kindle. I got infinite possibilities, infinite options. Well, not infinite, but 3. Another one on my 10 by the end list is by the same author, and that is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I hear that this is a lot of people's favorite read of the year. It's 5-star reads, 6-star reads. Incredible book. I know less about this book than I do about Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, so I truly know nothing. I just know that it's heart-wrenching, it's beautiful. So the 2 that I have are on my 10 by the end. This next one is one that I've been wanting to read since last fall, and that is Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. I bought this in Charleston when I visited. I went to a all romance, Taylor Swift inspired bookstore. I wanted to buy everything there, all the merchandise, all the tote bags, the sweaters, the stickers. I was obsessed with it because, like I said, it's Taylor Swift inspired. The genres were based off of quotes or titles of her songs, which floored me. I was obsessed. But I saw this book and I've had it on my list for a while. I hear, again, this author is really great. I want to read more of her books. I believe it's dark academia. I think there's fantasy elements in it, if I'm not mistaken. Student professor. Yeah, I was a little scarred when I was younger because I watched Pretty Little Liars and I thought I would have an affair with my teacher if I was ever in high school or if I was ever in college because of Arya and Ezra. And then I rewatched it a few years ago and I said, this man deserves jail. Why was I rooting for them when I was literally a toddler? Why was that allowed? Why was I like, don't break them up and so mad at Arya's dad? I was like, they just don't understand. Hello? What? So I don't know how I feel about the whole student professor thing, but I'm gonna give it a go just because I hear great things about the book. The next one on my list is Fairytale by Veronica Lankett. I was ready to read this back in fall, but I never got around to it. Another book that I don't know much about. I'm kind of going into these books blind, which I actually really like because I feel like nowadays when I watch videos on these books, and luckily, like I've said so far, people don't really give it away, but I've noticed that the more people talk about books, the more they actually include spoilers into the description of these books. So I'm really glad that I'm going into these blind. They could be bad, they could be good. Reading is subjective, but I am excited to read these books because it's very rare nowadays to go into books completely blind. And I like that. Another one that I don't physically have right now, but I will be buying is Mate by Allie Hazelwood. I'm obsessed with Allie Hazelwood. I will read anything that this woman puts out. It could be the most crazy thing. And the thing is like, I feel like all of her male main characters are just a copy and paste, just different kind of fonts of each other, but she does it right. So like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? Mate is part of the Bride kind of series. That's not really a series, it's an interconnected standalone. So the friend that is in Bride, this is her book, and then all of that, she's a hybrid human werewolf, and Lo, who is a male character in Bride, he has a pack, he's an alpha werewolf. Someone from his pack or someone that he knows is then the male main character in Mate. I don't really know more of that. I'm excited. I loved Bride. I listened to the audiobook when Bride first came out, was obsessed with it, and reread it at the beginning of this year. Physical copy. Still obsessed with it. So I'm very excited for Mate. I think I need to lower my expectations for Mate because you just never know. I don't want to overhype the book, you know? I want to go in with neutral expectations. No expectations, I guess I should say. But I am excited. I really love Allie Hazelwood. I read the novellas, the spooky, scary, sexy novellas, just to try and up my reading goal. And that might be cheating, but you know what? I don't want to hear it. Novellas count. I read 3 of them because I didn't think that I could read the monsters. There were 6 of them. 3 of them were like paranormal, spooky kind, and then the other 3 were literal monsters. So I don't know if I'm in the correct headspace to talk about sexual things about dating monsters. I avoided those like the plague. The 3 that I did read were Spicy Little Curses, Falling, and Hot for Slayer. Hot for Slayer was my favorite one. Spicy Little Curses was my second, and then Falling was just weird, bro. Like, I didn't really like it, so that was my least favorite. But like I said, they're novellas, so they were really easy and it helped my reading goal. The next one on my list is from an author, again, that I've been wanting to read for a long time. I have 3 of her books, and I couldn't decide between 2 of them, but I'm leaning towards this one instead, and that is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I was deciding between The Nightingale and The Women. Both, I hear, are phenomenal reads, but for some reason I'm just leaning towards this one. The only problem that I have it is this part right here. I hate it when the cover does not cover the whole book. It does not cover the whole thing. It like leaves half an inch on the side. For what reason? I don't know. I do hear really great things about this, and I feel like it will break my heart, tear me in two, and then hopefully make me whole again. The one thing that I do like about Kristen Hanna, because like I said, I haven't read any of her books, she takes nonfiction and makes it fiction. So what is it? Nonfiction fiction? Is that the genre that it is? Fictional nonfiction? Something of that sort. It follows 2 sisters throughout World War II, and we'll see how it goes. 2 books that I started and then stopped because I just was not in the mood to read them. One of them is Nightfall by Penelope Douglas. It's the last book in the Devil's Night series. I did not get to it last Halloween, so I saved it for this Halloween, and I didn't even read it for this Halloween. I started reading it after Halloween. I'm not really vibing with it. I think I hyped it up too much because I love Will and I was really excited for his book, but I freaking hate Emery Scott. She's the worst. She's the worst FMC that I've read in this series, and it's really unbearable. She's so mean to Will. He's just a lover boy. He just wants to be with her. She's literally traumatized him, and I know she has her own issues, but I really do not like her at all. So she's making the book really difficult to continue, but I do want to finish it. I want to finish the series, and then there's a novella after it, but I'm not, we'll see. We'll see if I read it by the end of the year. If I'm literally just like, let's read 100 pages, sure, I'll read it. But if I wait until next year, early next year to read it, I don't mind either. Another one that I'm technically reading at the moment is a part of the Souls trilogy. It's the second book in the series, Her Soul for Revenge. I really liked the first one. It surprised me. I did not think I would like something like that. And if you know the book, it basically is just a paranormal investigator girl. She loves to have like a YouTube channel and talk about ghosts and try and show that ghosts or anything paranormal are real. However, in the process, there's a cult in her town and they do bad things, obviously, because it's a cult. They have a pet demon and sends this demon to basically kill this girl. He becomes infatuated with her and it's a whole thing. Like I said, surprised me. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, a good spooky read for fall time. But now we're going into like Christmas time and I don't really know if I want to read something like that, but because it's on my currently reading list on Goodreads, I feel like I should have it done by the end of the year. One book that I will hold the spot for will be one Christmas book. Now, it depends on what Christmas book it will be, but I am choosing to read one Christmas book, whether it's a thriller or a dark romance. I really don't think I can do a contemporary Christmas book again. I feel like I've been scarred, I've been burned, and I don't want to go down that road again. I will save that spot for one Christmas book. The last one that I'm going to be talking about is Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. This is going to be my first fall book for this year to read. Did I get to it? No. So it is on my 10 by the end list. I believe it's like a murder mystery or something of that kind, a competition that takes place in this mansion or some type of haunted place, and the female main character meets a phantom. And those are my 10 by the end books. To think that I've read 17 books this whole year, we're in the middle of November, and I'm choosing to read 10 books in the next month and a half is absurd to me. I really need to put my mental cap on. I really need to grind through. So this video is holding me accountable to try and get 10 books done in a month and a half. And again, I've read 17 books. 6 of those books are novellas. That's how bad this slump has been this year for me, but you know what? We're going to persevere. We're going to see if I can actually live up to my expectations of myself. I'm really stepping into my fantasy era. I've really enjoyed reading fantasy, but it just takes a little bit more brain power for me to truly enjoy it. And with this reading slump, I can't do that. So basically my year has consisted of dark romance. For some reason, dark romance when I'm in a slump just really gets me through. I never really reread books. This year I've reread 4 books and they're all grand time. I reread them because I enjoyed them. However, one of them was Haunting Adeline, so I think I just trauma bonded with that book because it was my first ever dark romance, so it really changed my life. For the better or for the worse, I'm not really sure. That's, and that's future Hannah's problem. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more videos to come. If you're partaking in the 10 by the end book trend challenge, let me know and what your 10 books are. I'm very curious to know what other people's reading styles are and what books they're intending to read and force at the end of the year. If you want to follow me on any other social media platforms, because I do post on TikTok a lot. Are they coherent things? No. Are they silly, goofy things? Yeah. I will be talking about books, obviously. If you want to follow me there, you can. And I hope to be talking to you in the next video. Bye.